Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched WWE Monday Night Raw episode 1360, which aired on June 17th, June 16th, June 17th, 2019. I watched this episode as I was driving back home from um, San Antonio. And I did stop driving and gave my full attention to the main event of the episode. Actually, from Firefly Funhouse to the end of the episode, I was just sitting there at a truck stop in my car, enjoying the rest of the episode, and then also really, really enjoying the new episode of Ride Along, which had R-Truth and Carmella in one car and Cesaro and Sheamus in the other car. And I really miss Sheamus, and I don't know what's up with his status, but it would be really great to see him on TV again sometime soon in a context other than just watching on an episode of Ride Along that was filmed before WrestleMania. But anyway, I recommend going and watch that episode. It's called The Bar Car, which is an allusion to the car on a train. I believe that there's usually a bar car on passenger trains. But anyway, this episode of Raw I liked a lot. It got off to an excellent start. There is some like production moments that I really really liked. There's one in particular that I'll talk about. But let's see. How do I get rid of the keyboard here? I want to read. There we go. Okay. So we open up with Elias announcing that he will be the special guest referee for Baron Corbin versus Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship at Stomping Ground. But he is attacked by Seth Rollins, and Seth issues a warning. Anybody who takes the side of Baron Corbin will meet the same fate at Seth's hands. So we start off the night with the first match. It's a 5-way match to determine who will fight Samoa Joe for the United States Championship. So first Cesaro comes out and he attacks Elias. Lashley comes out and he attacks Elias. Cesaro, sorry. No. That's not the order of things that happened. Everybody who came out for their entrance, they attacked Elias. Not in that order. That I was reading something else. And it reminded me a lot of last year's Royal Rumble when everybody attacked Heath Slater on the way into the ring. But everybody had their signature. It was really funny. And poor Elias, that's what he gets for being the wild card, the first wild card of the night. But Cesaro is eliminated first after hitting some excellent stuff. He lifts... Man, he lifts Braun Strowman up and into like a slam of some kind. That was very impressive. And all the other stuff he did before he got hit. Unfortunately, he was the first one eliminated. And then Bobby Lashley was eliminated by Braun Strowman shortly after that. He's eliminated. They were both eliminated by Braun Strowman. And but then Cesaro and Lashley, they did not leave to go to the back. They ganged up on Braun Strowman. It is no disqualifications. It is an elimination match. But there's no disqualifications because it is a multi-man match. And they ganged up on Braun Strowman and offered him up to Ricochet to hit him with the 620 senton, whatever it is, however many degrees of rotation there is. Man, he hit 2 of those in this match, and they both looked like they really hurt the person that he hit, because he landed like right on them, like right on their chests. Both Braun Strowman, he got the pin. Braun Strowman is eliminated. Braun goes. He threw Ricochet like 50 feet. It seemed like at least like 15 feet. That was crazy. And then he just goes on a rampage at Cesaro and Lashley. So we're left with Ricochet and The Miz going one-on-one. I didn't say who was in the matches, but now you know who are in the matches. Ricochet defeated The Miz, hitting another 620 senton, and it looked very, very painful. Like, he it was like boom, like, and then he like bounced off of their chest. Like it looked like it was turning their chest cavity into a springboard. It looked painful. Anyway, I would not be surprised to learn that the Miz has some cracked ribs from that. But well, he got his arms up, so it maybe mostly bounced off his arm. Anyway, Ricochet defeated the Miz, but then is attacked by Joe. But I think he at times my feed I just had audio, so I think that Ricochet fought him off, but I can't. I'm not sure. His music was playing at the end, so I think he did get the upper hand. Then we had Becky and Lacey talking about stuff. But this is a production moment that I really, really liked in this episode. As that segment was ending, we had Becky's music playing and all of that. And then we had this camera starts in the arena and it tracks out of the tunnel and then comes upon the Revival, who walking around the backstage area, going to find Shane McMahon's VIP party room, and they go into the camera follows them into there. They have a whole interaction in there. I really, really liked that whole shot. It was one continuous shot through the thing, and yeah, and it served a purpose later on, because knowing the geography of where that is exactly how Roman Reigns is able to find Shane McMahon later, and we'll get to that in just a minute. Baron Corbin is attacked during an interview backstage by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is just attacking everybody with chairs. Anybody who even breathes a word of Baron Corbin gets attacked. Danny Bryan comes out and with Rowan. There were about 10 people from SmackDown on this episode tonight, so the wild card rule was a little bit overdone, but it's a go home show. I guess that's okay. It's whatever. When October 4th, that's when things will really change back to the full brand split. I think. I don't know. It will be in Los Angeles. It has been announced that the first episode of SmackDown on Fox will be in Los Angeles October 4th, and I kind of want to go to that. I may be able to go to that. But I don't know if tickets are on sale yet. I saw a code for it, pre-sale code, but yeah, we'll see. I do want to go to that. But Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, they come out, just Rowan. And my favorite line of the night was that Daniel Bryan was really, this is a great promo, but he's telling everybody, prepare to be excited. Saying that they were going to be excited by seeing him in action. That seeing him and Rowan prove that they're the best tag team in the world and all that kind of stuff. The Raw Raiders, they're on Monday Night Raw this week. That's exciting. They destroy a couple of fellas but with the last name Taylor, so I assume that I think it was Rusty and Randy, maybe. So I think they're brothers. I don't know, but they absolutely destroyed them. After this match, the camera pans across the audience and stops upon a couple of strange-looking individuals. It was R-Truth and Carmella in disguise, but they're given away by the cameras, and everybody comes out from backstage to go out and try to catch them, but he does get away. There were no pinfall attempts in this episode, interestingly enough. He did get out of that box in Denver. There's a video online of him having escaped and saying, I got out of the box and we're in Denver. Whoa. I'm a little bit bummed that I missed the Denver show. Anyway, Heath Slater goes back to that VIP party section with the Revivals in there with Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. Heath Slater, he asks for a raise because he's got kids. And Shane says, nope, but since you walked in here like a man, I'm going to let you walk out of here like a man. And then when he leaves, he tells Drew McIntyre, go take care of it. So Drew goes out there and he really plays to their past, to their history, as their friendship. But it was all a ruse because Drew McIntyre, he pulls out his wallet, has some money, but he drops it, and Heath Slater goes to pick it up to help him out. And Drew just just beats the crap out of him. The money goes flying everywhere. The Revival come out. They start helping beat crap out of him. And, and then the Revival pockets the money for themselves. I like that detail. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, what a jerk. Man. Man, just being that mean to Heath Slater. He's got kids. Come on. Special episode of Kevin Owens and Sammy show. Baron Corbin announces that EC3 will be the referee for Sunday, but EC3 is quickly killed by Seth Rollins. The New Day comes out and they challenge Kevin, Sammy, and Corbin to a 6-man tag team match. And EC3, who is dressed as a referee, gets Weekend at Bernie'd into announcing that the match is official. So we end up with that match as a best of 3 falls match for some reason. I don't know. That's kind of weird. Especially with how it turned out. You could just eliminate the first fall from that. Because the first fall happened and then commercial break. But then the second fall, the first fall was Xavier pins Sammy. And then the second fall, Kofi pins Corbin. So like, just have that be the end of the match, not have that first fall in there. I don't know. It's kind of weird. Before that, AJ is riling up the Good Brothers, telling them how they've become complacent. They've lost their fire. They need to go out there and be serious and show that they've still got it. So later on, they fight the Usos, but they get really cocky about it, and the Usos defeat them. And AJ is not happy at all with the not so good brothers. Paul Heyman teases Brock being there tonight, that he could, because we're going to have Daniel Bryan versus Seth Rollins, that Brock could easily take advantage and take the opportunity to cash in. Seth Rollins attacks Eric Young after Eric Young was just talking to Baron Corbin for a moment. And Eric was like, Seth, I'm going to turn it down. I was just talking to him because he came up and talked to me. And Seth has lost his mind. He just he beats the crap out of Eric Young. Wow. There's some great Roman stuff. Roman came out, about the match with Drew McIntyre. But Drew and Seth and Shane couldn't be bothered to leave their VIP party lounge. So they appear on the Jumbotron, and Drew starts talking about Roman's kids and stuff like that, and Roman is pissed. He knows exactly where to find them because he saw that tracking shot from earlier, goes straight to them. Revival comes out first, starts to attack him, but he throws one of them into another room, just like through a door to the other room. There's the other one aside, goes into the party room, beats the crap out of Drew, puts him through the table. There's food all over the place. And then chases Shane McMahon back out to the arena. They fight out there. And Roman just destroys Shane. Shane very impressively just hops right over the barrier. But then Roman jumps. He jumps over the barrier at him. And he barely missed the corner of those steel steps. Oh man, that was real close. It was 6 inches away. It seemed like that could have been really bad, but he doesn't get hurt doing that. He doesn't get stabbed by the corner of the steel steps, but he does beat the crap out of Shane, and he tells Shane, go back there and tell Drew McIntyre Drew Corbin, Drew McIntyre, we're gonna kick his ass on Sunday. I do kind of like that this pay-per-view, the tagline, the commercials say kick ass and take names. I like that. I like that. Up next, man, there's so much stuff in this episode. I like this episode. I really like this episode. The Iconics, they finally defend their championships against they finally defend their championships. And in this case, they defend them against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. But the Iconics win thanks to Bayley coming out there and being a huge distraction to Alexa. Alexa isn't able to get back into the ring to break up a pin with Nikki getting pinned. And so the Iconics are still champions, and Bayley is kind of jerk. All the good guys are kind of jerks right now. like everywhere. Everybody's losing their minds. I don't know. Then we had a Firefly Funhouse. Um, okay, I can't remember really specifics. It's a weird one. Another weird one. They're all weird ones. The one specific that I wrote down that I really liked is that there's a pentagram wipe. Yeah, you have the star wipes, but there's a pentagram, like the full, like bars going across the middle of it. That nice, very funny. Um, he says follow the leader, and as the fiend, he says let me in. After all kinds of crazy video editing weirdness. So I'm pretty excited for that. Then we had Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan. Let's see. Bryan is disqualified because Rowan hits Seth with a claw slam. But then New Day comes out. They fight off Rowan, but then Owens and Zayn come out, and then the Revival come out. They all attack, and then the Usos come out. It's a big old brawl, and the referee ejects all of them. They're going to restart the match with nobody at ringside at all. So we have Seth versus Bryan part 2, and Seth wins via the stomp. And then Corbin hits Seth with a chair as he's celebrating at the top of the ramp. This match, I totally no-sold this match. I didn't give you any details about this match at all. This whole main event was really good. I was concerned when that whole brouhaha happened. I thought, oh, it's going to be when Rowan attacked, I thought, oh, it's going to turn into a tag team match. It's going to be Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus Seth Rollins and maybe Roman. Maybe he comes out here, save the day. Roman didn't get involved in this at all. So that was unexpected in my mind. And then it didn't turn into a tag team match. Everybody was thrown out of there, and we get a restart of the singles match. And yeah, this was a great main event. Like, I don't know if I would say it was like pay-per-view quality or anything like that, but as far as a weekly episode main event, I thought it was really good. And story-wise, it was great. The whole restarting the match and everything, that worked really well, and it does have me excited. And that the whole anticipation is Brock Lesnar actually there. This would be a time for him, even after Baron Corbin out and he attacked him. Baron Corbin took him back into the ring, hit him with the end of days. I thought, oh, is this Brock Lesnar could come out right now? He's preparing him to get attacked by Brock. Yeah, the suspense was great, and we've got the cliffhanger. It's leading us into Sunday, and I thought it was pretty dang good. I think we're headed back up on an upward trajectory for Raw and SmackDown, and I'm excited to see what happens tomorrow night. Well, tonight. I'm recording this on Tuesday morning. I'm excited to see what happens next on SmackDown and at Stomping Grounds. So in the next episode, I will talk about my predictions for Stomping Grounds as all of the matches are solidified, because I think there's a couple that are still left to be announced. I don't think there's a SmackDown Tag Team Championship match yet. So we'll see if that happens, if there's something for that. I don't think there's a Raw Tag Team Championship match announced yet either. Because the Revival were involved on this episode a lot, but they weren't involved in like any matches or anything like that. So I don't know what the status on that is either. The Usos versus the Revival again for the championships this time. I would be all about that. But yeah, we'll see. Even if for some reason they just do a champions versus champions match. I don't know. Oh, that's right. We have Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will be in a tag team match against the remainders of the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods. I think that should be pretty good. But it'd be interesting if we have that, but not any of the tag team championship matches. I don't know. We'll find out. So I think that does it. I gotta go and get some food, and then go and see Men in Black International. I didn't even realize it came out this last weekend. That's how I was just like tunnel vision on what I was doing at the convention and all that. It's on Dolby and IMAX this week. That's crazy. It bumped everything out of there. I thought it would be one or the other, at least at the theater that I go to. But I'm gonna see on IMAX, so I'm super excited for that. I did see Dark Phoenix in California before I flew back home briefly last week. I did not mention that in any of the episodes before this. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It's not my favorite of the First Class films. My favorite is still Days of Future Past, but I did like the action a lot, and I thought the story was pretty cool too. I don't know. I think maybe it's just like superhero fatigue at this point. Like like the huge contrast between Endgame and like anything else basically. That certainly can't help things much either. But I liked it, and I think more people should give it a shot. I think. I'd be interested to know how much they changed with like reshoots and all that kind of thing. Like, if because I thought it worked pretty well, and yeah, I liked it. So I recommend if you like the X-Men, you should go see Dark Phoenix. Like, why not just go see it? And like anything, like if movie adaptations, TV adaptations, all that, there are apps like it doesn't make the thing that you liked not exist anymore. Like there's maybe some exceptions to that, like the special editions of Star Wars that like is like replacing the older ones, but you can still find copies of the old versions of it. And it doesn't replace your actual memories of watching previous versions of stuff. So I whenever I hear that phrase, ruining my childhood, something like that, if it's ruining your childhood, I think that's maybe your fault that you're letting it ruin something that already happened that is unchangeable. If it's ruining your childhood retroactively, like a piece of media, then I don't think it's the fault of the people making the new movie, the new version of the Alvin and the Chipmunks and stuff like that. I don't think anybody's ever said Alvin and Chipmunks movies are ruining their childhood, but that's just an example that's off the top of my head. Anyway, I recommend checking out Dark Phoenix. Like, it doesn't follow comic books. I don't know. I haven't read the Dark Phoenix story in the comic books. Well, like, the comic books don't follow comic books. Like, a lot of time. They redo stuff, like, so much in all of the major comics. There's only rare instances where for like the big titles that they haven't gone back and redone stuff and like done it in new continuity, done it in new timeline, done it in new multiverse, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm just rambling now, but The Walking Dead is a different instance, is different from that, but it still has a reiteration of it with the TV show. TV show is different from the comic books, even though it's the same. It's like redoing it. And then if they ever redid it again someday, it wouldn't stop the comic books from having existed. It wouldn't stop the TV show from having existed. And yeah, they would both be enjoyable as much as they were before, probably. I don't know. Anyway, I was gonna say, speaking of multiverses, stay safe out there and all the infinite multiverses. I'll be back next time. Subscribe on TIW Podcast. I did that in a completely different word because I want to do that stupid segue. That's it for this week's episode of Raw. 1,360. That's crazy. 40 episodes away from 1,400. Wow. I wonder if they'll do some big thing for that. That's like next spring, I think. maybe like March, January, February, one of those 3 months. Anyway, oh no, that's before the end of this year, because we have 42. There's 40. There's 38 more. No, 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 no. There's 52 weeks in a year. This is week 24. So we have another 26. Okay, it will be like in early March, I think. Anyway, let me know what you thought about Raw this week and Firefly Funhouse and all of that. And Ride Along. I did talk about Ride Along enough. I think it's a fun episode. Go watch it. Lots of singing. There's some good rapping. Not good. Well, there's some fun rapping. It's entertaining. But yeah, go and let me know what you thought by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else, please share it with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen to podcasts. And I'll see you next time. So stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses. And this has been TIW Podcast. That went okay. Okay, see you next time. Bye.